Well, hello, everyone. I hope everyone is having a great Saturday afternoon and weekend. My name is Don Terrell, and this is The Color of Motion. I want to thank you for joining me again on this afternoon. Take a little time out to check out the show. You can always check out the show every Saturday afternoon, 3 p.m. Central Standard Time on, I always get this wrong, on my link. Okay, can you move over? Go over? Yeah. On my LinkedIn, YouTube, and Facebook channel here. You know the drill. I'm always going to make sure that I'm broadcasting on all my channels here. While I'm doing that, make sure you say hello so I can give you a shout out where you're tuning in from. I always want to make sure I acknowledge my guests that are tuning in to the show while I'm checking to make sure that everything is broadcasting correctly. Again, I hope everybody has had a great week and is having a great weekend so far. I'm super excited about this show. I was just talking with my guest a little bit ago before the show, letting her know that I have been looking forward to this ever since we connected some months ago. She's just such a fun person, has such great spirit, and just been so excited about having her on the show. Looks like we got a few people tuning in. Like I said, make sure that you say hello so I can give you a shout out. What's going on, Mr. Sean Christian Bellinger? What's up, brother? Looking forward to having you back on the show for sure, too. I appreciate you tuning in as always. While I'm Miss Rachel Estrada, so that sounds like she's related. So tuning in from San Fernando Valley, we appreciate you tuning in for sure to support. Not sure how you're related, but I definitely know that you're related, Estrada. So I'm just going to take it for granted that you're related. So I appreciate that. Appreciate you tuning in. We are broadcasting on my Facebook. She's checking this out from YouTube. I appreciate that. Please make sure that you subscribe and check out all the other great past episodes for sure. Mr. Sean was checking this out from Facebook. Appreciate that, brother. Checking this out. I'm going to make sure that I give a good shout out to people tuning in. I appreciate people that tune into the show. Miss Debbie Deb E. Kravitz. She must be a supporter of this Alicia. Appreciate you tuning in from Facebook. Mr. No Parking, appreciate you tuning in there, brother. From Canada. Canada, brother, there. Okay, I am almost ready to go. I'm broadcasting on LinkedIn and Facebook. I just want to make sure. Obviously, I'm broadcasting on YouTube because Rachel is tuning in from YouTube. So obviously, I'm broadcasting. So I appreciate that. Miss Elizabeth, a future guest on the show. I think she'll be on in a few weeks or so. LinkedIn, yeah, LinkedIn is being a bit glitchy, as LinkedIn can be sometimes. But yeah, LinkedIn is being a bit glitchy. Let me make sure that it's broadcasting. But if you do have any issue, please, you are more than able to jump on, like I said, YouTube or my Facebook page to catch out the show so you don't miss it. If any one of those platforms is being a bit glitchy, as they can be sometimes. So, yeah, it looks like LinkedIn is wanting to act funny as it does sometimes. But we are okay. It is broadcasting now. Let me see. Mr. Grupo Folklorico de West, LA. All right. We love Alicia. All right. Appreciate you tuning in to support my girl for sure. Okay. We are broadcasting, and so I'm just about ready to get this kicked off for sure. Again, I appreciate everyone tuning in to the Color of Motion. Like I like to say, stories come in all shades. And here we highlight people of color and diverse backgrounds in the industry of motion graphics, animation, visual effects, cartoons, and comics. This space that I adore so much. So I love highlighting people in this space and have a blast so far with everybody that I've had on the show and been able to connect with for sure. All right. We are ready to rock and roll here. All right. Let me introduce my guest here. I'm, like I said, been so excited about having her on. She is a Latinx character designer, concept artist, illustrator from Burbank, California. She received a BA in art with a focus in animation from the California State University, Northridge, CSUN, CSUN. At 9 years old, Alicia remembers watching Disney movies on VHS. Does anybody out there remember VHS? I do. Tell me that dates me. In the making of the film, featurettes or TV documentaries, and learning how they made an animated film, it inspired her to want to pursue a career in animation. Since 2019, she has been commissioned to work on pitch projects as a character designer and help bring many animated projects to life. She has also done freelance work as a junior designer for Spin Master Inc. on Nick Jr.'s Abby Hatcher. If any of you guys out there know Abby Hatcher, give a shout out in the comments there. DreamWorks Gabby Dollhouse, and on other special projects. She's also worked for Quantum Mechanics, a pop culture consumer products company where she worked in house as a concept artist designing toy collectibles. I like that. And plush for DC, Marvel, WB, and Sony Pictures Animation, to name a few. Everybody, please welcome my very special guest and friend, Alicia Estrada.
Oh my goodness. Wow. Thank you so much, Don. That is hilarious. I love it.
We bring our guests on in style. I appreciate you being on here so much. She's got such a fun personality. You can't help but have fun with Alicia, I tell you.
Oh, thank you. Wow, that's such a nice intro.
We appreciate it. We appreciate it. Miss Elisa Chapman says, I love Alicia's artwork. Appreciate that. Miss Rachel is loving it. How was Rachel related to you?
She's my sister.
Sister.
Elisa
Okay,
Chapman is
sister.
also my sister. All the family here.
Well, we love the family support for sure. Oh man, make sure you give us some hearts there to let Alicia know that you love the show and love her being on the show. So I am excited. So we're going to dive right in, Alicia. We always start out. What were you like as a child? And if Rachel and Elisa want to share some good children's stories, throw those in the comments, and I'll make sure to put them up.
Oh boy. Just be nice, Josie. Just be nice, Elisa.
What were you like as a child?
As a child, I was very imaginative. Like, I felt like sometimes I was in my own little world. As far as like, just always like wanting to be creative, whether that meant, sketching a lot or dancing in my dance group.
Yeah.
Just loving to be creative and
Gotcha.
very imaginative as a
Gotcha.
kid.
Gotcha. Which I want to ask you, because Sean had mentioned this on his show, how his mother really encouraged him and was really a big active role in just his passion for what he wanted to do. Were your parents like that as well?
My parents were very very much important in that aspect. They actually introduced me to the arts, dance, music, art. I mean,
Yeah,
I owe a lot to them uh, in my career.
yeah, yeah. I know that's always such an important thing. And although my mother, she she supported my talent, she didn't quite understand, where it would
Yeah,
take me or that. And it wasn't like Sean's mother, where he said she would take him to, comic book stores and really be an integral part in what it was he was doing. My mother wasn't like that, but she saw that I had talent for sure.
yeah.
So was that you didn't think about anything else doing as a career? Was this it for you?
You know, I as soon as I was about 9 years old, watching these cartoons and animated films, I I just remember feeling, wow, this is what I want to do with my life, and I can't see myself doing anything else. Like I just knew it was something I wanted to do. Like I love the idea of taking a group of drawings and bringing them to life, to inspire, to entertain, to evoke feelings of joy and love and sadness. Like all of that just really sparked an interest in animation.
Got you. So was it a good transition from kind of grade school, high school into college, that type of thing? Or what was your experience like going through CSUN?
Um, so I've been drawing most of my middle school, high school. I took an art elective class here and there, but I didn't get really serious into it until college. Um, I took a lot of art classes at Pierce College first,
Yeah,
and just I learned figure drawing and gesture drawing and art history, like all that stuff. I loved learning about it. And then when I went to CSUN, it was even more. Like I learned, I did more drawing classes, more studies of not just artwork, but photography, and I just love the whole college experience.
yeah,
And CSUN has a great animation program,
really.
and so I was very lucky to be a part of that program. And a lot of my colleagues are now, off to great careers, and they work in the industry, in fashion,
Yeah.
uh, illustration. So I mean, it was a great experience for me, and I really enjoyed it.
Cool, cool. Miss Alicia says Alicia was always full of life, which, like I said, you can feel it. Alicia, you really can. Some
Oh,
people, and I'm not just saying this, but some people just have that personality where they're really fun and just really have such outgoing fun personality, and it does make interviewing so much easier and so much better for sure.
Oh,
You know,
that's
singing,
so sweet.
dancing, and drawing. Now, were you were your sisters and your other rest of your family kind of in the creative space, or was everybody kind of like this?
Oh my goodness, Don. If you if you knew my whole Estrada family, we are dancers, singers, musicians. I mean, we're very creative family from the beginning. My mom was um, 8, 9 months pregnant, still dancing with us. You
Oh
know,
wow!
like I mean, that's how long we've been dancing here. Okay, like it's in my blood. It's in my soul. Like I honestly, when I say like I can't see myself doing anything else. Like I really can't do like a desk job or anything that's not related in the arts.
Yeah, yeah, and see that's good, because and I think everybody's kind of creative in their own way. But for me, I was really the only one creative, like drawing and cartoons and comics and stuff. So
Uh-huh.
having other people in your family that are into music, dancing, and just the whole family being creative, definitely I know would help spark your create and just fuel your creativity even more.
Yes.
So that is
Yes.
an awesome thing to have, for sure.
It
Um,
brought us together for sure.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I would guess it would. Now, are those type of things the things like dancing, singing? The Did they help fuel or bring kind of that inspiration and spark creativity in your drawing portion for you?
Yes, most definitely. A lot of my personal work that I post, in my Instagram or Facebook, a lot of my personal stuff, it's very much inspired by dance, music, my heritage. I'm a Mexican, so I embrace my culture,
Yeah,
and one way I do that is through my drawings. Like I love to draw Mexican folklorico dancers, just anything that's within my culture because I love it. I love the music. I love the performances and the art. Like
it's
that's
got
very
such a
it's
rich
very
history.
inspired in my work. You can
Yeah,
see it.
it's got such a rich history, Mister No Parking. I regularly see Alicia's art on my LinkedIn feed. I love her soft outlineless watercolor style. Any tips on how to do art like that? Any tips on how to do art like that? And she does have she has such a colorful, and I'm going to throw this up here. She has such a unique style, very fun, colorful style
Oh yes.
that just really exudes. You could see the motion, you could see the colors, you could just feel. I love this Sade. I'm guessing that Sade. It looks like Sade.
Yeah, it is.
I love it. I love the characters. I love the colors, and like you said, it just shows that you embrace your heritage with such fervor. Love the artwork.
Thank you. Thank you. And to Barry's question,
Let me throw
to
that back.
answer his question, um, so what I do is, yes. Oh, great. Thank
Yeah,
you for putting it up. Outline this watercolor style. Okay, so um, what I do is, so I didn't like always draw like that. Like I was always into doing like, and I still draw artwork like that might have lines in it. It depends on how I feel and what I want the art to look like. But um, so I kind of took up this outlineless style by looking at how other artists work, and I see how their painting style and art style and I thought, I wonder how my drawings would look with that style. But it all starts with a sketch, regardless. So I always put the foundation sketch underneath, and I work in Procreate, by the way, and it's a
Mhm.
program
Yeah.
that's designed for the iPad Pro. So what I do is I'll draw the rough sketch, and then lower the opacity, and then put a layer on top. Sorry to get kind of technical, but I'll I'll put the new layer on top, and then I'll um, just start painting the silhouette. And with the silhouette, I will start um, creating the shapes, or creating the figure or the clothing on top. So from there, it's just um, I'll start to add like the shape, like the like the mid tones, the highlights, and then I'll do like um, just like like the shading on the neck or the ears and the hair. And I mean, from that, you don't really have to add lines on top because you're already building the artwork. Um, so yeah, so in these, like especially on the bottom, like that's exactly what I did. It always starts with the sketch, and then I just build upon it. And I hope that answers the question. I know I'm talking in more like digital painting concepts, but
Yeah. Yeah.
that's mostly how I work, and it's all digital right now.
Yeah, awesome. We're gonna have to. I'm gonna have to have you back on to do like a little Procreate tour tutorial and
Oh,
demonstration.
I would love that.
Yeah,
Ooh.
and that's something I'm looking to do is bring on. Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna do it as part of the show or just like something that I'm gonna just put on my YouTube channel because I want to put like software tutorials. So a couple of other guests have said, "Oh, I'd love to come back on and do a ZBrush tutorial or tutorial
Oh,
like
yeah,
that."
that'd be
So,
great.
yeah, so I'm thinking about something like that, adding that to my YouTube channel for sure. Uh, Obviously, Miss Deb E thinks that would be great for sure.
Aw, thank you, Debbie. I love my Debbie.
Mr. Sean loves Procreate. I've never used it, but I've seen it. Looks like such a great tool, and
Oh, it's a great program. Yeah.
looks like such a great application. Now, what's your process when you have a job to come up with a character? How does
hmm
that work? How does your process work for crafting a character design?
Well, usually, um, usually the project that is given to me, they will I guess the producer or the person that's uh, kind of or the person that's producing this project, they'll have a script, and then they'll also might send me character bios or character
Yeah,
um and of each character, so that will help me find the personality of the character, uh of course, like any physical attributes, so like what age they are, you know what culture or race.
yeah,
um that always helps. Any perhaps physical or uh physical attributes they might have, so that helps. And then when I read the script, like uh for their project, I will read and go through the characters' dialogue, and that helps me find their personality as well, like how they react to their family or friends, or you know uh, their moods. I get a lot from the script too. So
yeah,
when I have the character bio and then the script, it kind of helps me as the artist uh, develop draw out the character. And I will take a bunch of sketches. I will draw a bunch of different ways to draw the character. And from there, I would present it and say, hey, is this a little more what you're looking for? Or should we build upon this? Like,
Yeah. Awesome.
So that's kind of like the first approach to it, I would say, to character design for me.
So has there ever been a character that was given to you it took you a little bit, or it took you a little time to kind of find that look, or is it relatively easy for you to kind of, once you read the background and the story and his dialogue or their dialogue, to immediately jump into a design?
Yeah, so there's been a couple projects where I present my drawings, and they'll say, oh, this looks great, this looks great. But then a part of me will feel like, well, you know what? I feel like I can do a little more. Like, I can push the look or style a little more. Like it's more of like I'm like my biggest critic. So I like so I'll have to find a style in that sense, but there will be projects where they say, hey, I like the look of these cartoons, and maybe you can like build a look for the character based on these inspirations.
Yeah.
So that would kind of make it easier for me. I'm like, okay, I'll see how this would look for this character and everything. So when they have already like inspiration board for these characters, then that helps me a little more. But when I have to kind of develop the style on my own, then that takes a little more time.
Yeah.
But it's all with, no matter what project I get, it's all very fun, very rewarding. I love the challenge too. Like, I like to be able to just challenge myself in that sense. So
yeah. Mr. Sean here says, yes, detailed character backgrounds are important to believability for sure. We also got a couple of people that their software of choice is Clip Studio Paint. Another Mr. No Parking said he's going to see if those techniques, and it's technique, so I'm pretty sure it'll translate over to Clip Studio Paint for sure.
Clip Studio Paint, I haven't worked on that yet, so
but I hear
maybe I will.
As well. They're all good, and they all have their pros and cons. I think every software has their pros and cons for sure. You've said, and obviously from your work, that you really you lean into your heritage. What do you feel the challenges have been, if any, for Latino women coming into the industry?
Ooh, man, it's just for just women. I mean, women in general. Like, it's just it's always been hard because whether it's like not equal pay or treated unfairly in the workplace. Like, I see it, and then adding on to oh, you're a Latino or you're Latina, like that's even even more
just another layer. It's another layer added on to it for sure for women.
It is. It's like no one wants to talk about it, but it's true. Like, I see it. I feel it,
Well, I mean, so how are you seeing the climate now? Because obviously with the social unrest that's been going on in the country, a lot of companies now are really kind of leaning in to bring in diverse creators and put more diverse stories out there. So are you encouraged? I mean, obviously there's still a lot, obviously all the companies still have a long way to go, but are you encouraged with what you're seeing so far from what studios are doing?
I am encouraged. It is something it is good news coming in from these studios. Working more with people of color, women directors, I see that there is um there is an openness to this. So I'm very happy about it. I'm actually a member of groups like Women in Animation.
Yeah,
Is a group that highlights women artists and animators, directors, writers. I mean, you name it, and it's a great organization. I'm involved in Latinx in Animation, which is another great group to be a part of. And these organizations are just um, bringing awareness and bringing the artists out there,
yeah,
to showcase their talents and their stories.
yeah,
And I want to be a part of that. I want to be a part of organizations and shows like this, that highlight, people of color and women. And I'm based on everything that's going on within the
yeah,
last 5 years, I'd say, or 10 years. I like where it's going.
yeah,
It does have, we do have lots more work to do,
yeah.
but I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful that we're moving in the right direction.
Yeah, yeah, and we are starting to see that more and more. Some companies are really stepping up a lot more than other companies, and like I said, it's every company's still got a long way to go. And what I like to say is, and that was the thing that I guess kind of worried me when all this, the unrest started happening, and all of a sudden you saw a flood of companies posting on social media, oh, we're behind
Yeah.
this and we're behind that. And it was like, okay, I want to, it's easy to post, a black square on social media, or we're diverse on social media, but really showing the groundwork of what you're doing, and
Definitely.
really standing behind that. And I've always said that I feel like it's not just a bottom up change, but a top down change as well, um,
Hmm.
where true change is going to happen, with
Yes.
seeing more executives and people at the board table. I mean, there's a lot of companies that are doing great jobs with hiring content creators, animators, directors, producers, but seeing more executives in the boardroom that are really making some fundamental changes, and partnering with companies that are diverse owned, and working with them, I think we'll really start to see a change. You talked a little about, uh, I like to say, Lixa, Latinx in animation.
Yeah.
How's it been for you being a part of that animation and that group?
This group, I can't. I mean, I can't say greater things about it. I mean, I love this group. I've been a part of this organization for, I think, about 2 years now, and
Mhm.
I've met some wonderful, wonderful people, and I've gotten a lot of great connections through this group in particular. And a lot of my freelance jobs, or freelance projects, were
Yeah,
because I was in this group. Like they knew my work and said, and referred me to directors or screenwriters that were looking for character designers, and say,
yeah,
hey, Alicia can help you out. Like, I've been blessed to um, be referred to these people because I'm in this group. So
yeah,
just building those connections, building your network is so important, and so and encouraged. So if you're an artist and you're looking for work, network, be a part of these groups, and volunteer. Do what you need to do to get your name out there, get your work out there.
Yeah, yeah. I think that's one thing that I've kind of picked up in this industry is it is such a small community where
Yeah.
people know each other and move around from this studio to that studio because they, went to school with them or worked with them at a studio. So it is such a small industry. And I
It
do
is.
have to say that you have, and I guess that's their main thing. Most studios don't want you to be a jerk coming in. That's, you get tagged as a jerk. So you have the personality that just only serves, and I can't say this enough because like I said, I love a person that has a fun personality and just has a great spirit.
Thank you.
Have that personality that will just take you to so many spaces. Are you, like you said, you're a creative person. So have you thought about creating your own projects or own stories and films and movies? Has that been something that you thought about or?
All the time. All the time. But it's funny, I have like a bunch of ideas, but I haven't really put them down yet. Like as like I haven't really acted upon them yet, if that makes sense. I just have them all. I have them all here, and but they're only gonna stay here if I let them stay here. Like I really need to. Okay, now let's do some work on this. Like let's build it. But that's just me, I guess. But yeah, I do have some things that I'd like to produce someday. Like I'd love to. I'm very inspired by my dog, and my dog is a Boston Terrier, and I want to produce a comic series, and with all my interactions with him. Uh, he's so funny. He has such a personality. So I'd like to do something along the lines of that. Um, Gosh, there's like so many others.
Yeah.
But definitely I do have these stories. I just need to do it.
I mean, you got, like I said, it's so many different things that you can do, but to have that, desire somewhere down the line, you never know. And plus that's the beauty of networking and communicating and connecting with
Yeah.
people. It allows you to, okay, when you are ready, I have this story ready to go. You have this base around you of people that you can just tap into for sure.
Sure. Yeah.
Awesome, awesome. So I was going to ask you where you see your future going, but that's kind of that. Um, what do you? And we kind of talked a little bit about what you feel kind of studios need to do in order to kind of change this diversity climate. I mean, they're doing a lot as far as bringing in stories. Have there been stories that some of the recent ones that have come out that have kind of, caught your eye? I just watched Raya and the Last Dragon on
Oh, that's wonderful.
with such a beautiful animation and really highlighted the Asian culture and had such a wonderful story behind it. What are some of the ones that have come out that really I like that, kind of stuck with you?
So going back to your first question about what studios can do, I see that they're hiring or bringing on more artists that can be like consultants for the film. So they're bringing on more like Latinx artists, or um, uh, uh, bringing on people that can have you know a say in how the direction of the film. Um, so I'm sure they hired a lot of Asian artists or directors or writers for this film. I haven't seen it yet, by the way,
Yeah.
But I'm sure Disney is doing all that they can to make sure their story is told authentically.
Yeah.
Like they did with Coco, Disney's Coco.
What did you think? And I've never seen Coco. I'll be honest. I didn't see Coco. But
Oh my goodness.
one of the few that was Pixar, right?
I believe that was Pixar. My
Yeah.
bad.
One of the few. It was one of the few Pixar movies that I haven't seen. What did you think about it? I mean, because it was from a Hispanic point of view.
Oh my goodness. So that's definitely a movie to watch this weekend. No, just kidding.
I
Right away.
will.
No.
I will watch it.
um, I thought Coco was beautifully done. They it I mean it was very authentic to the Mexican culture.
Yeah.
The way they showed the family, like how strong their bond was. That's Latino families. That's how we are. That's how we're raised. And when how they presented Dia de los Muertos, like I mean, it was so beautifully done. I felt no offense to it. Like it was perfect. It was authentic the way they did it. So
Yeah. Yeah.
so I really encourage you to see that movie
No, I
if you
am. I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch it tonight after the show.
all right,
And
yeah. And
well, I mean, it's interesting that you said that because um, I was going to do a review on Soul, and
uh-huh.
while I loved Soul, there were a few things that kept me from giving Pixar an A+ on that. If I was going to grade that movie, I'd give it an A-. Now, the things
Okay.
that stuck out to me, they were more kind of okay. I felt like um, they didn't really, and I get that, Pixar's thing is they're kind of targeting children, so they want to put in that kind of fantastical element to it. But I
Mm-hmm.
felt like they could have gone through the story arc without needing to change him into a little blue character. That was,
Mm-hmm.
and just that, and
I see your point.
there were really only two things, that and the fact that they had a co-director. That the co-director, and don't get me wrong, Pete Docter is an awesome director. I love Monsters Inc. and all his other stuff. Um, but I don't think, and I have to look at some of the other Pixar movies that I have in there. I think that was the first time that they ever did a co-director, and the co-director was, of course, African American. But it
Right.
felt like, to me, the fact that they've never done that, and it felt like a bolted on kind of response to what was going on in the country at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And their answer to, well, I think we need to have a black director on here. Otherwise, it's really going to look like, you know, um, we're not being, really truly authentic to, which I felt like there was truly enough talented directors working at Pixar or animators working at Pixar that have done shorts, that like Frank Abney at the time, and I think he did do some work
Right.
on Soul. He could have directed that himself, and it just let him direct it.
That's
I
true.
felt like, and some people may say, "Oh, that's kind of nitpicky," but to me, it just felt like it was a bolted on response to the social issues that were going on at the time, and they just didn't want to come off as, well, maybe we need to. So it felt like, okay, we need to get a black director on here to kind of give this.
Mm.
But to your point of what you were talking about, Coco, there were just some scenes that were just, authentically, Hispanic, that you just resonated with. That was the same thing with Soul, like the barbershop scene. Okay,
Sure. Yeah.
like I said, I get it. It just felt, because I grew up, my cousin was a barber, so I understood the dynamic of how important the barbershop is to the black community, and the
Mm-hmm.
role it plays. And so that scene really felt authentic to it.
Yeah.
So I just thought that was really interesting that, you said there were just some things with Coco that just resonated with you.
Yes.
Let me throw this up here. Uh, Technically, A Bug's Life was Pixar's first film to have a co-director. Andrew Stanton co-directed it along with John Lasseter. Yeah, you know that was a good one too. And like I said, I think Pete Docter was. But see, that's what I'm meaning. As far as, okay, if you're you know gonna tell, if this is gonna be your first animation with that's truly has a black character and is really about the black experience, then like I said, there were Frank Abney, so many talented people that you could have just said, hey, we want to do this, go ahead, just like Marvel did with Black Panther. They let a black director run with it and tell it the way that
Yeah.
he felt it should be told. And you see how blockbuster Black Panther was. So I
Yes.
think now I think studios now are really starting to do that more,
Mm-hmm.
and really lean into it. Uh, so it's a good thing for sure that they're doing it. Uh,
For sure.
Let me see here. Like I said, if you're just tuning in, I am on with my very special guest and friend, Alicia. Uh, uh, Let me throw this up here. Pixar has a docu-series behind the scenes that's a bit of a fluff piece, but shows that things are changing. Uh, yeah, I'm
It's
not sure if
true.
this is the because they do have one on Netflix, which is the Pixar story. So I'm not sure if that's the one you're talking about or not, but
I
that
think Elizabeth is talking about the docu-series on Disney Plus. They have and they do have a special one for Soul. So it goes a little bit. I think it goes a little more into the, behind like the making of the film.
mm,
And they interviewed this director, the co-director.
ah,
I don't know. I don't recall his name,
yeah,
but they go into a little more in depth with
yeah.
that,
I'm gonna have to
the
watch
making of.
that. Elizabeth,
Yeah.
she feels like it's a fluff piece, which, like I said, every studio is doing their thing. So, like I said, some
Mm-hmm.
I think a little bit better than others, but like I like to say, it puts you on that path. It doesn't say that now that you've
Yes.
done it, now that Pixar has done Soul, that doesn't mean you've crossed over the mountain or anything like that. That just means you've gotten on the path to being more diverse, and there's still obviously a long way to go,
Oh
for sure.
yeah.
How do you deal with, or do you deal with imposter syndrome, or have you dealt with it? Like feeling like, okay, I'm really good enough to do this, and really good enough to work.
Oh. uh, I feel okay. I feel like I deal with that all the time. Like I don't. I don't think any artist. I think every artist kind of goes through this in some point in their art careers. Like I think everyone goes through it. Um, and I certainly have. Like I always, like even now, like I feel like, oh, I'm just not good enough, or I don't know why they would hire me for this project. There's so many other great artists out there, but but I try not to also I try not to lean and listen to those voices. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
because that will definitely um, affect the way I view myself too. Like just it'll affect my artwork. Like
yeah,
it just affects all aspects. So I try not to get in that headspace. I try to come back, center myself, and say, no, like you are, your work has value. You are good at what you do. Like that's why they're talking to you. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
so, yeah. But I think it just comes with the territory. You know, you're your own. You know, you're, especially if you're freelance, like you're your own agent. You know, you have to kind of, you know, you know, do the work and find the work. You know, and until the work finds you. So, but
what's
yeah.
what's been the best piece of advice that somebody's given you through your career that you kind of come back to, you know, every now and again?
Let's see. I mean, there's been great. I've had great mentors. I've had great people in my life who definitely helped shape me into who I am as an artist. But I think it just goes back to just just doing what you love. Like just draw. Like if you like, I think I think just I think something that I remember most is draw what you feel, not
Mm,
draw what you see. And that's something that's always stayed with me. Like, I love to draw what I feel, whether it's, you know, happiness, sadness, anger, frustration, you know. I always feel like I do my best work when I draw what I feel.
gotcha.
So, so and that's always what I kind of go back to when I start new projects or uh, you know, new character designs. I draw what I feel. I draw what they feel. You know, I
Yeah,
try to get into them. You know, and see what they are feeling, and I go from there. So
gotcha. Miss uh, Dev E put a good response. You are the art, yeah, for sure. Um,
thank
Definitely
you, Debbie.
drawing from feeling takes you to a whole different level when you kind of get into your yourself as far as the art.
Mm-hmm.
What type of you have, like I said, your style is unique. Is there, what's your type of animation that you love? Because I like to say I love I love animation. So I love everything from the silly Pixar, Warner Brothers style to the real cerebral anime type style, you know, action style. Do you tend to fall on one in one kind of range or another, or do you like it all?
So, I mean, I can appreciate all kinds of animation as long as the story is really like strong and I can feel for the characters, you know. Um I mean, so it can be a stop motion film, you know, all stop motion, like oh my goodness, what's that great one from Leica? Uh
I know Aardman Studios does a lot of, which is like Wallace and Gromit stop motion type.
yeah.
Of,
The
that
name is the title of the film escapes me, but I mean, it for me it doesn't matter what art style it is. It just, as long as the story is great and
yeah,
I feel for the characters, and it, you know, that's all that matters to me.
yeah,
But I do enjoy. I always go back to loving 2D animation. There's
uh,
something about the hand drawn traditional animation style, like, you
yeah,
know, every single frame in that film is drawn,
yeah,
is delicately handled, and the colors are painted on, you know. If we're going back to like the old Disney films, like
yeah,
people people actually, you know, drew with their hands, and they were so talented, and people painted on the colors. Like, I mean, the ink and paint, like, it's just, that all like fascinates me.
yeah,
I
yeah.
it
That,
makes me want to be a better artist, you
yeah,
know.
no, that's what definitely grabbed me as well. Seeing, like I said, the Disney artists sitting at their desk, painting the cells and then photographing the cells and each individual cell. And it's amazing. A lot of people don't really, they, at least, especially now that a lot of them are kind of 3D computer, they think, and even those, a lot of people don't get how long and longer process and how meticulous a process
Yes.
it is, whether it's 2D or 3D. It's such a really arduous process. It might have been, let me throw this up here because that might have been what you think. Kubo, I did see Kubo and the two string.
That's the
Uh,
one, Sean. Yes,
yeah,
that's the stop motion film I was talking about.
Kubo was another great one. But I think that's where, and it's interesting because I think that's where people just come up with so many different, not only, well, originally, of course, it always goes back to story. But I
Yes.
love the way people come up with different styles to tell that story. Um,
Oh yes.
what is that one? Oh man, it just came out too, not too long ago, and it's about I think Glenn Keane did it.
Oh, Over the Moon?
Yeah, Over the Moon, and we're starting to see that kind of meld between 2D and 3D, like Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse,
Oh
or
yes.
great 2D, but they really meshed in 3D animation as well.
Yeah.
So I'm loving the way, like I said, people are just using different styles. And I've seen some amazing just and you should watch it. It's really cool. His name is Ryan. Oh man. And it's just a pencil drawing of put to a music of two dancers. Um, and
Oh,
the
I think I know which one you're talking about.
Ryan, I want to say Summers, or the song is um, geez, I'm getting it blank, but I can see and like I said, it's a real rough sketch animation, beautifully done. Ryan Woodard, that's his
Yes, yes.
name. I thought of you. If anybody wants to check that out, it's Ryan Woodard's I Thought of You. That's the name of the song. But it's just so beautifully done, and all it
Isn't that great?
is just line sketch work of two dancers dancing to this song. Um, but it just brings home the point of I just love how different people use just different styles
Mm-hmm.
to make a beautiful animation.
Oh yeah. I mean, even um going, kind of adding on to that, if you look at Glenn Keane's work, I don't know if you're familiar with Glenn Keane,
Yeah, yeah,
but
yeah.
his Dear Basketball with,
Mm,
about Kobe, that
yeah,
was all hand drawn, like it's, I mean, just the rough drawings that he does, like you could feel it,
yeah,
you could feel the emotion coming out from that. So I can't get enough of 2D animation.
yeah,
That's what I fell in love with when I was 9 years old. That's what I
yeah.
saw. That's what inspired me. So I have a soft spot for 2D animation. I love, don't get me wrong, like I love all the 3D animated films now. Pixar's got great stuff going on.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I always go back to 2D animation.
No, yeah, I'm right there with you for sure. Right there with
Yeah.
you. For sure. If you were to give, like I said, you're really big on uh, inspiring young girls, and especially young Latina girls. What advice would you kind of tell them if you came across, as you come across uh, women and girls that are wanting to get into the industry or just getting into the industry? What advice do you tell them?
I would say go for it. Go for it. Do it. And enjoy the process. I would say keep drawing every day. Like if if you want to design characters or design backgrounds, draw every day. It's so important to keep your skills going. The skill, artistic skills going, and it's important to stay inspired. So I would say go for it, do it, and because everyone's story needs to be heard. Your story needs to be heard.
Let me see here. Mr. No Parking, I just put thought of you, both the short itself and the making of video. Yeah, he does have a making of video where he shows the whole process of how he made it in my queue to watch. Yeah, you definitely need to watch it because it's just amazing work for sure.
I would love to see that making of video. Yeah.
Yeah, he shows because he filmed actual dancers dancing, actual people dancing to get the movements of how he wanted and stuff, and just the whole process. And of course, we all love the making. I love watching the making of and the behind the scenes of films and animation.
Yeah.
It's just an amazing process of seeing how they put something together. Miss Deb E. That's what I love about her art, is that you can feel the emotion. You definitely can. Again, I'm going to throw this up here. You can feel her emotion of the things she draws. Especially love the dancer up in the right corner there. And can I say Vatos in the lower right?
Yeah, you can.
Word, but
Cholos.
But I love it. I love it.
Los Angeles,
East LA, you gotta love it. You gotta love it. But just the raw, like I say, you can feel your personality in these drawings. And that's what I love about your drawings and your artwork, for sure.
Thank you. That's so sweet.
Definitely. I tried, like I said, we are coming up on top of the hour, and trust me, Sean can attest to this too. I think our interview with Sean went 2 hours. I'm definitely.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, Sean, if you're still on, you hold the record, brother. 2 hours. Hey. 2 hours. 2 hour interview. For sure, but definitely, like I said, everybody that's just tuning in or going to catch the broadcast on the replay. Yeah, Sean agrees. Yeah, I think you're going to hold that for a while, Sean. I don't think anybody. A couple of people have come close, maybe an hour and 30 minutes pushing it, but Sean hit 2 hours, so I don't think anybody's going to hit that for a while. But I try to be respectful of everybody's time, for sure. And it definitely gives me the opportunity to have you back on, and definitely want to have you on or have you or us do a live or something like that of you doing drawings in Procreate. I think that would be really cool.
I would love to. That sounds like a great opportunity. I've never done it before. So, but I love that chance to do it. I would, yeah, totally. Let's do it.
Everybody, you heard her. We are going to do it for sure. It has been definitely my honor and pleasure having you on. And like I said, when we first connected, we're friends now. And so I've had fun and just been looking forward to this so much, Alicia.
Oh, thank you so much, Don.
You just don't know. Everybody, please make sure that if you aren't connected with me already, make sure you go over to my YouTube channel, subscribe, hit the bell notification so that when I do go live or when I put up content like Alicia's drawing session, you'll get notified for sure. Please make sure if you do go over there, comment, show me a thumbs up or something that definitely helps let me know that okay, the channel's doing channel's doing good. People like the content. That definitely helps the rankings for sure. Miss Palasomi.
Aw,
Hells
that's my
yeah.
uncle. What's up, uncle?
I gotta say that. Hells yeah, Alicia. We love you and your art and your love and life.
Hey, family. See? Family. Latinos families. We support
Man.
each other.
I love it. I love it, Miss Rachel. Oh
Oh
man, Mr.
man.
Michael, appreciate you tuning in there, brother. He's another guest that's
Thank you, Michael.
yes, love the person in the work. Yes, she has such personality in the work. Mr. Sean, yeah, you are the undefeated champ in time wide, and I think you're gonna hold that record for a good little while. Like I said, everybody, it has been such fun. I'm definitely not going to keep my guests for too long because, like I said, I want her to come back on the show, so I don't want to keep her on forever.
I'll definitely be back. Thank you, Don. This has been so much fun.
This has been fun. If you could hang out in the back in my green room for just a second while I close out, that way it'll give me a chance to properly thank you after the show. So if you could
Of
just hang
course.
out for just 1 second while I close out the show, I would appreciate it. Everybody, go. Let me while I don't want to do this without leaving. Make sure that you check out and connect with her at her website, see more of her work, because there was a lot more that I still didn't show on here. So make sure you connect with her at a website. She is on Instagram, Alicia Art. Yeah, connect with her on Instagram. She's
Hey.
also on Twitter as well. Estrada. I want to say AE, but it's A Estrada Art.
Yeah.
Twitter, she's got the AE big. That's the first thing I see. AE. Also, connect with her on LinkedIn. She is very active on LinkedIn. That's where I met her for sure. So connect with her on LinkedIn. All these links will be in the description on our YouTube channel. So make sure that you go there, click on the links and connect with her because you'll definitely will not be sorry for sure. Again, I can't say this enough, Alicia. This has been one of the funnest ones that I've had for sure, and just
Thank you, Don.
such
It was
a
great to be here.
bright, shining star on the show, and I'm just so looking forward to seeing what comes from you next, for sure.
Oh, thank you. Me too.
I don't know. I tell you between the show and but I appreciate
what's next too.
but I appreciate all my viewers that are supporting the show again. And I've been kind of dripping this out on episodes and doing little lives, but I'm definitely looking forward to stepping up the show, making some big changes coming to the show. As y'all can maybe see, I'll show it. Putting together a dedicated live stream show to really up the color of motion. So I am really excited about what's coming up down the pipe for sure. Again, everybody, let's show Miss Alicia some love for showing up and having such a great time. I love it. You're the queen's wave. Hello.
I'm a goofball. Sorry, Don. You got that side of me. So
that's why I love it. That's why I love this. This is gonna be one of my best shows ever. I tell you. Oh man. So please hang out for just 1 second in the green
Okay.
room, Alicia, while I close this out. And everybody has had really enjoyed you being on the show. So thank you, Alicia.
You're welcome.
All right. Guys, this I have to say, I love shows like this because it's so much fun. And as you can tell, Alicia just has that type of personality. So it just makes my job so much easier and so much more fun. Uh, I can't say it enough. I don't know. That's all I can say. I appreciate everybody tuning in to the show. I appreciate everybody that supports the show. Like I said, I got some big things planned for the show. Big things planned for my YouTube channel. So not just the show, but like I said, plan on having Alicia back. Like I said, I don't think it'll probably be part of the show, but it'll be some content for my YouTube that's just going to be specifically for my YouTube channel. Coming on, doing some character drawing tutorials and demonstrations. Like I said, looking forward to having Mr. Michael Clancy come back and do some killer ZBrush stuff. So I got a lot of great things planned. So please make sure that you subscribe to my channel. Again, youtube.com/Don Terrell. I definitely would love to have you as part of the community. Really looking forward to putting content on there that really helps you, entertains you, and just makes the experience so much better for sure. Let me throw a few last minute comments up there. Miss Lisa, she just keeping it one. I would love to be a fly on the wall while y'all are at family reunion because I know it's just got to be fun. This has got to be fun. I I would love to be a fly on the wall. What can I say? Mr. No Parking, one of your best episodes yet. I have to agree with you. I have to agree with you. This is one of my better. No offense, Sean. Yours was great. It was fun too. A little long, but it was fun. But this one was a great one for sure. So I hope everybody enjoyed it. Make sure that you tune in next week. Is going to be another great show. Looking forward to having my good friend, Mr. Joe Vincent, actually a fellow Buckeye. He's from my home state. So, hey, one of my homies from my home state that I'm so looking forward to having him on. As you can see, he is a killer ZBrush artist as well. He does some awesome work. So I'm so looking forward to having Joe on the show and sitting down and chopping it up with him as well. But again, you can make sure that you tune in every Saturday afternoon, 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. You know, same bat channel, same bat time. Always. I can't help but say that. So I love it. Mr. Sean, appreciate you and yeah, bro, yours was good. Yours was really good. I took me to the max. Where I tell you, time wise, it was fun though, as all. And I'm looking forward to having Sean back on to do some 3D modeling. Like I said, that's initially how I met Sean. He was doing training for 3D modeling for Lightwave, so that's how we got connected. So I'm looking forward to having him back on for sure too. So again, make sure you join us each and every week, Saturday afternoon, 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. You can always hit me up and connect with me. Love to hear your thoughts, any ideas, show ideas. Make sure you shoot me an email, don.terrell@dggraphics.com. Connect with me on any of my social channels, LinkedIn, Facebook, or YouTube. You can always find me at Don Terrell because I definitely want to hear from you and get some ideas from you for sure. So with that, I am going to close it out. All of you have a great rest of the day. Be kind to everybody. Be nice. Kindness doesn't cost. It's free. And have a great weekend and a great week. And I will, I guess, see you next week for sure. So with that, I am going to close it out. Have a great week, everybody. See you next week.